What is up, everyone? John here. Hope you guys are doing well. Today we're talking Fantastic Four. And as you know, the movie's going to be out in roughly a month. And we have the director making some comments about the film. So this is taken from a Collider article. It's taken from here. And actually, we'll read this here. If you go back throughout the comics, you realize that Sue Storm is arguably the leader of the Fantastic Four, because without Sue Storm, everything falls apart. Look, I'm not going to say that Sue Storm is insignificant to the Fantastic Four. I mean, obviously, she is a quarter of the team. But I also think that arguably, you could say that about any Fantastic Four member. You know, it's not like the X-Men, who has how many people on their roster, how many people on their team. I mean, there's only 4 people, so every character is extremely significant. I mean, if you lose The Thing, if you lose Johnny Storm, pretty significant losses there. The idea that Sue being the real leader of the Fantastic Four, that's not true. Because if you go back to the comic books, it's very clear, okay, especially from the beginning, that Reed Richards is the leader. He is the actual leader of the Fantastic Four. That is not up for debate. Now, if you want to say that Sue Storm is kind of like the heart of the Fantastic Four, okay, that's fine. Now, that to me makes sense in the same way that usually a mother and a wife is kind of the center of the family in that sense, where they keep everything kind of like bonded together. But who is ultimately the head of the nuclear family, especially in the 1960s? Well, that, of course, would be the man. And in this case, that is Reed Richards. And so you could try to manipulate and twist the word leader all you want to mean whatever you want it to be. But at the end of the day, it's like, no, the leader is the one who is giving command, direction. And Sue Storm was not that in the original Fantastic Four. There's specific definitions of things, and you can't just say that Sue Storm was a leader. It doesn't make any sense. You could say that Sue Storm was the heart of the team, and that's fine. That works. But the whole idea that Sue Storm was the real leader, or arguably the leader, especially in the comics, because let's face it, okay? Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, you know, they didn't really create a whole lot of nuance to Sue Storm. Although back in that time, I would argue that they gave these characters way more personality than any of the other characters in that time period. They actually were, at least back then, pretty interesting characters, and they had some attitude, they had some spunk, they had some personality. Now, a lot of people have checked out of this film because of the female Silver Surfer. And to me, that does feel like a big giant spit in the face to diehard fans of the Fantastic Four, from Kevin Feige, from Marvel. The idea that they would replace the original creation of Jack Kirby, the Silver Surfer, and replace it with a lesser known version of that character, a female version of that character that nobody has ever thought about, nobody's really talked about, except with the exception of this movie actually coming out. It does feel like a big smack in the face to fans. And so it makes me wonder, are they going to get woke with this more than they already have? These comments do not give me a ton of confidence that this will be a strong adaptation of the coming of Galactus story from the original Fantastic Four comics. But we'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. Let me know your thoughts in that comment section below. If you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Also, if you like the channel, hit that subscribe button, ding the bell for notifications. Take care. We'll see you next time.